Why chronic inflammation is the silent killer. After 60 and how to stop it naturally. Part 1. What is chronic inflammation? Inflammation is a natural defense mechanism. When you cut your finger or catch a cold, your immune system launches an immediate response. It sends white blood cells to the site of injury or infection. This causes redness, warmth, and swelling. This is acute inflammation, and it's essential for healing. However, chronic inflammation is a different beast altogether. Instead of resolving quickly, it lingers. Imagine a fire alarm that keeps ringing even when there's no fire, confusing the firefighters, who then begin attacking the building itself instead of saving it. This is what happens inside your body with chronic inflammation. Your immune system, designed to protect you, starts damaging your own tissues. Over time, this low-grade, constant inflammation becomes a destructive force linked to nearly every major age-related disease: cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, cancer, osteoporosis, autoimmune conditions. Scientists often call it inflammaging, a fusion of inflammation and aging, because of how it accelerates biological aging. Part 2. Why inflammation gets worse. After 60, you might wonder, why does chronic inflammation worsen with age? Here are the major scientifically recognized reasons. 1. Immune system dysregulation, immunosenescence. After 60, the immune system becomes less efficient at distinguishing between real threats and healthy tissue. It tends to overreact to minor triggers and underreact to real dangers. This dysfunctional immune response leads to continuous, unnecessary inflammation. 2. Accumulated cellular damage. Decades of exposure to toxins, pollutants, infections, and oxidative stress leave behind a residue of cellular debris. These damaged cells and proteins act like garbage in your tissues, constantly triggering inflammatory responses. 3. Changes in gut health. Your gut hosts about 70% of your immune cells. After 60, gut permeability often increases, leaky gut syndrome, allowing harmful molecules to pass into the bloodstream and trigger chronic immune activation. 4. Increased visceral fat around your organs. Belly fat isn't just inert. It actively secretes inflammatory cytokines like tumor necrosis, factor alpha, and interleukin-6, fueling systemic inflammation. Unfortunately, visceral fat tends to increase after 60, especially in sedentary lifestyles. 5. Decline in autophagy. Autophagy is your body's natural cellular cleanup process. As you age, this process slows down, leaving behind damaged mitochondria and proteins that provoke inflammation. Part 3. How chronic inflammation damages specific organs. Let's dive deeper into how chronic inflammation silently attacks your body. Brain, leading to Alzheimer's and depression. Inflammation in the brain activates microglial cells excessively, leading to neuron damage. This is strongly linked to memory decline, cognitive impairment, Alzheimer's disease, increased risk of depression. MRI studies show that people with higher levels of inflammatory markers have smaller brain volume in critical memory areas. Heart, causing atherosclerosis. Inflammation damages the inner lining of blood vessels, endothelium, making them sticky and prone to plaque buildup. Over time, this leads to high blood pressure, stroke, heart attacks. In fact, 80% of heart disease deaths after 60 are linked to chronic inflammatory processes. Bones, causing osteoporosis. Inflammatory cytokines stimulate osteoclasts, cells that break down bone tissue. This results in weakened bones, higher risk of fractures, and a stooped posture. Immune system, weakening your defenses. Ironically, while chronic inflammation is an immune overreaction, it eventually weakens overall immunity. This makes older adults more prone to infections, cancers, and slower healing. Skin, accelerating wrinkling and aging. Chronic inflammation breaks down collagen and elastin, leading to thinner, sagging skin, more pronounced wrinkles, slow wound healing. Part 4, early warning signs most people miss. Because chronic inflammation is silent, many early warning signs are vague and often overlooked. Persistent fatigue despite adequate sleep, brain fog or mild memory lapses, stiffness and joint pain without injury, digestive issues like bloating or irregular bowel movements, elevated blood sugar without being diagnosed diabetic, minor skin rashes or eczema flare-ups, frequent infections, colds, UTIs, etc. If you experience multiple minor symptoms, they may be connected by the invisible thread of chronic inflammation. Part 5, common mistakes that fuel inflammation. After 60, here are deadly but common habits that worsen inflammation. 1. Poor diet. A diet high in processed foods, refined sugars, and trans fats is inflammatory by nature. Each meal acts like a tiny spark adding to the fire. 2. Chronic stress. High cortisol levels from ongoing emotional stress stimulate inflammatory pathways. 3. Sedentary lifestyle. Lack of movement reduces anti-inflammatory cytokines and worsens visceral fat accumulation. 4. Poor sleep. Sleep deprivation elevates inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, CRP. 5. Over-medication. Overuse of NSAIDs, like ibuprofen, or proton pump inhibitors, can disrupt gut health, worsening systemic inflammation. Part 6. Proven natural strategies to reduce chronic inflammation. Fortunately, science offers many natural, evidence-backed ways to extinguish this silent fire. Anti-inflammatory diet. Focus on colorful vegetables and fruits, rich in polyphenols. Fatty fish, omega-3 fatty acids like DHA and EPA. Nuts and seeds, olive oil, turmeric, ginger, green tea. Need to avoid refined carbohydrates, sugary drinks, processed meats, excess alcohol. Stress management practices like meditation, deep breathing exercises, gratitude journaling. Spending time in nature can lower inflammatory markers dramatically. Regular gentle exercise activities such as brisk walking, tai chi, yoga, swimming promote anti-inflammatory chemicals and preserve muscle mass. Prioritize deep sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours. Maintain a regular sleep schedule. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Targeted supplements. Talk to your doctor about omega-3 supplements. Curcumin from turmeric. Vitamin D3 probiotics. Clinical trials have shown that these can significantly lower inflammation when used correctly. Part 7. Advanced tips. Cutting-edge research insights. New research highlights even more exciting frontiers. Intermittent fasting, eating within an 8-hour window, reduces inflammatory markers and improves cell repair. Polyphenol-rich foods like blueberries, pomegranate, green tea enhance mitochondrial function and longevity. Cold exposure, like cold showers, and infrared sauna therapy activate anti-inflammatory genes. These strategies are being actively studied for their profound anti-aging and anti-inflammatory effects. If you're over 60, chronic inflammation could already be silently undermining your health, even if you feel fine today. But you are not powerless. By making informed, science-backed lifestyle changes, focusing on diet, stress, sleep, movement, and targeted supplements, you can dramatically cool the fires of inflammation. This protects your heart, brain, bones, and immune system. It's never too late to start. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss more useful health tips for seniors. Thank you for watching.